Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of City Hall Live. I am Joe Abeta, coming to you live from City Hall and on Zoom today. And with us, our guest is City Councilor for District 3, Councilor Chris Rivera. Councilor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well this morning. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing really good. You know, it's a beautiful day outside, warm. It's summer times here, so it's a good thing.
It is. It's beautiful outside. I've been struggling a little bit with allergies, and at one point wasn't sure if maybe I had contracted the virus or not, or if it was just allergies. It was a strange time for me. I think family and friends were trying to avoid me, not really sure themselves, but so just one of the other struggles of what's happening right now.
Yeah, it's interesting that, you know, a cough, a sneeze in public around folks, you know, people are like very hypersensitive to it. It's an interesting thing, but and you know, it's something I think we're getting used to as a community. I know that we yesterday, and we're recording this on a Friday, but yesterday the governor had given you know, some new guidelines that people starting on June 1st will be able to go into restaurants in a limited amount. And I think it's you know, my wife was asking me, you know, are we going to go out to eat? It'd be nice to go out to eat. And I say, well, when I go out to eat, I want to feel good about going out to eat and not, you know, have kind of a feeling of guidelines of stuff, you know, because that's what we do, right? We celebrate stuff, we do that, or celebrate the end of the week, celebrate, you know, whatever it is. That's what we do. So it's going to be interesting how this all plays out.
Yeah, I think it's good, though. We need to start trying to reopen. I heard a sportscaster on the radio the other day say the one thing that, or the two things that are going to really sort of have this COVID-19 continue to grow is intolerance of the people for the rules that are being set, and the other one was money funding. So I think both of those are starting to happen. I think people are getting some cabin fever, and businesses need to reopen. So
and it's interesting because we want businesses to open, we want to be able to people to go back to their jobs, but there's this there was this I don't know if it was a phase one, but where we were waiting for stimulus checks and people were losing jobs and we were waiting for unemployment, and it was just trying to survive in the basic way, right, of having enough to be able to in some cases to buy groceries and to keep the utilities on and things like that. And now it's going to be this transitioning to, well, businesses are opening, but are we going to have the money to go in and to be able to buy things and to be going back to life as normal? It's going to take some time, right?
It is. It's going to take some time for everything to catch up. And really, I want to give a quick shout out to our city clerk, Yolanda V. Hill, who helped set up a fund for city employees that are that have been furloughed and maybe are a little bit down on their luck or having trouble maybe getting a stimulus check, so they can dip into this fund and get some quick help if they need it for food or diapers or whatever it is that they need.
How hard has it been for you as a city councilor, also a former city employee? You know, you were chief of the fire department, so you know, you've been in the trenches of being a city employee, of being a blue collar employee. How tough is it for you as a city councilor to be making the decisions that you've been having to make these last couple of months?
Yeah, it's been extremely difficult. This has been the most difficult time of the almost 8.5 years that I've served. You never want to make any decisions that are going to affect employees, their benefits, their funding, their ability to eat on a daily basis, or just make their car payments, whatever the case may be. But you know, the budget for the city is similar to your budget at home. What you have in the checking account or the savings account is what you have, and you can't spend money you don't have, and that's been the difficult part of what's going on. And you're right, since I was a city employee, I know many of the people that I'm making decisions for, and
Uh,
that makes it equally tough. But I always try to keep in mind the lowest paid employees and how this is going to affect them on a daily basis. And I think if we do our best to try to take care of those people that are really truly making it check to check, or in some cases maybe not making it check to check,
mhm,
um, the rest of it will fall into place.
mhm, mhm. And you know, and I know that you guys, you know, even at Public Works, Public Utilities, which you chair, you know, there's been talk about the finances of the city and the decisions that we have to make, and
Right.
it's something, you know. How long are we looking, you think, as far as, in your opinion, how long do you think we're looking as far as this road back to recovery, to our new status quo? Because our old status quo, I don't think is gonna, nothing's gonna be the same as it was before, right?
Right. I mean, if we do get back to what it was before, I think we're looking 5 years plus maybe
Mhm,
to get to the new normal. Um, Maybe a year and a half to 3 years,
mhm,
depending on travel and how much people are willing to venture out again and start coming back to Santa Fe and
mhm.
visiting. We rely so much on tourism, and that's the difficult part about our economy is that we're not really diversified. We rely heavily on tourism,
Mhm.
and if people are afraid to fly or afraid to visit because things are closed down or may not be able to do the things they want to do, then that may delay things a little bit. So
Yeah. It's interesting because this happened, right? And then we had this other thing that you guys discussed on Wednesday, last Wednesday, regarding our insurance, the city's insurance package, right? And everything that came along with it. So, you know, obviously the times that we're in right now affects also, even though it was up for review, it even affects it even more now, correct? With the financial situation of the city.
yeah, that I assume you're talking about the health
I
insurance that
apologize. Yes, the health package for the employees. Yes, sir.
yeah. Yeah, so our fund has been it's not in jeopardy right now, but it's getting to the point where we may not be able to fund future claims. And this was going to come up whether COVID-19 or the pandemic hit or
Yeah.
not. It was something we were going to have to talk about and discuss.
Uh-huh.
Because of the pandemic, we probably weren't able to be as aggressive as we wanted to with the changes that need to be made. So
Mm,
um, again, thinking of those employees that are furloughed and the future of the city funding, I think we chose an option that was um, had the least effect on employees
mm,
on a daily basis, but still made a little bit of concessions that would help shore up the fund. It is a moving target. If we
yeah.
have a lot of big medical cases that hit the fund hard, then we may be in some trouble. But if we have a good year and there's not that many big claims, we may be on a little stronger footing moving forward.
Yeah, it's one of those things that when you become a city employee, it's kind of a you know, you're looking forward to the benefits that come along with being a city employee, and the health package is always the best. It's the best in the state. It's probably one of the best in the nation, uh,
Yeah.
and people know that, and it's um, you know, it's something that I guess we're very protective about. I guess as a family, a city family, correct?
Yeah, most definitely. It's one of the reasons that a lot of people decide to work for Santa Fe. Some,
Yeah.
specifically firefighters. I've spoken to some in the past that have had options of working in Albuquerque or Rio Rancho or Santa Fe County and have picked Santa Fe because of the benefits.
Yeah.
You're right about that, and city employees are very protective of that.
Yeah. Speaking of firefighters, counselor, have you talked to any of them? How is this, the guidelines, the COVID-19, how's that affected the way that they, you know, go to a call or you know, approach something? Is it different than it was before? Because I know that medical wise, if you go to any kind of a call, you're going to be wearing gloves and taking precautions, but is there extra measures now for that?
I think there are extra measures, and they're clearly being cautious about, patients that they pick up that may have signs or symptoms of
Hmm.
COVID-19. So, they are taking a little bit more precautions, but they're always really safe. So,
Hmm.
for them, this is just continuing that, and um, in some cases, having to take a little more precaution.
Yeah. I know that you had mentioned on Wednesday also that your daughter graduated from college, correct?
High school,
Oh, high school, excuse me.
yeah.
And she went to St. Mike's?
The master's program,
Okay.
which is a charter school out at the community college.
Oh, okay. Oh, congratulations. So I know that you guys had plans, to go and celebrate in California, and you know, a lot of this it's really put a wrench into a lot of people's plans, especially our graduates of 2020, that it's a special time for your family to be able to celebrate, and for them to celebrate moving on to the next step. Um, how what adjustments did your family make regarding that and your daughter's graduation?
Yeah, so first I just want to give a shout out to all our graduates.
Yeah.
They've missed out on some important things. The last day of school, a graduation party, in some cases walking and getting a diploma,
Mhm.
saying goodbye to all your friends and teachers, principals. All that is something that they're missing out on. But I'm confident that they're going to be a stronger generation because of this, a stronger group because of this.
Mhm.
Um, for my family specifically, I'm supposed to be on the beach right now. We were supposed to fly out yesterday to California. We were going to hang out at the beach for a couple days and then
Mhm.
spend a couple days in Disneyland. And clearly, that's all uh, something that we're going to have to put off for a little while.
Yeah.
Um, the other day, my daughter went to take back some books and a computer that was lent to her to finish out the year. And
Uh,
instead of walking down the aisle in her cap and gown with family and friends all around, she's walking back to take her books and her computer, and that was a sad moment for me to see. So
yeah. What is she going to be doing now?
she's going to be going to UNM in the fall.
Uh-huh.
We did get the UNM has been great at communicating with parents and students, and
Mhm.
they have said that they're going to make arrangements to have um, in class studies this fall. So she's looking forward to that. I'm sure they're taking all precautions that they need to make that happen. But it's nice for my daughter to at least hear that there'll be some normalcy in the fall when college starts.
Is she following in mom or dad's footsteps
I hope not.
as far as majors go?
It's all my wife and I in the medical field, and that's a crazy time right now. I have two daughters working in the medical field, one that's in the nursing program right now.
Hmm.
She's not seeing patients, the other two are. So, with this pandemic, it's a little bit odd, and I've probably been a little more cautious with my extended family, my mother, my sister, and in visits, and how often I may visit them with social distancing and a mask, obviously. But I would hate for anyone to get sick because of um, something that we may be passing along.
Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. And another thing you had brought up also on Wednesday was your dad was recently memorialized in one of the veteran banners on Cerritos Road coming in to Santa Fe, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. If city residents haven't had a chance to look at it, on Cerritos Road between Airport Road and the interstate,
Hmm.
there are banners of our veterans from World War One, World War Two, Vietnam, Korean War. Some current veterans. I saw Staff Sergeant Petrie's sign up,
Mhm.
which was nice to see. So there are a number of last year. So the first year of the program was last year,
Mhm.
and I think we probably filled up from Cerrillos Road maybe to Walmart.
Mhm.
This year, the banners, I don't know if they've doubled, but we're taking every light pole between Airport Road and the interstate itself. So it's grown tremendously. It looks
It
beautiful. It's a
does.
way
It
to
does.
yeah, honor our veterans who have given so much for our country and our freedoms.
Mhm.
Um, and last year was just a banner of the veteran. This year it has a flag on top of it, and it just looks great. And we've had a lot of compliments from other communities, as Councilor Vigil Coppler said on Wednesday night. So
Mhm.
it's a great way to honor those that have honored us with the ultimate sacrifice in some cases.
No, absolutely. When did your dad serve, and what branch was it?
My dad was a Marine, which should tell you a little bit about the way I grew up.
Mhm.
I should say he was a Marine. He is a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. He used to
Yeah.
tell me. Um, and he served in the Vietnam War. So he passed away a couple of years ago. And when this came up, found it a great way to honor him, and posted a picture of his banner on Facebook
Mhm.
on Memorial Day. And just a great program. And I'm glad we're doing it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's great. So just one more quick question about your dad. So did he grew up in Santa Fe, and then when did he leave for the Marines? How old was he?
He did grow up in Santa Fe. Went to Santa Fe High, right there at City Hall, where you're at. I think
Mhm.
now. Still talked about Sweeney Gymnasium.
Yeah.
I caught a few games there myself, but he did go there, and I believe he went to joined the Marines almost right out of high school
Oh, wow.
in '63 or '64.
Wow. It's interesting, you know, going to something in a faraway place, and to serve during Vietnam, it's brave. And you just think about, like, I don't know if these guys really knew what they were getting into, the sacrifice that they did make by going and serving in a very volatile uh, location in our world, and what was going on. But it truly is, anybody that served in Vietnam that went over there, uh, it's an amazing feat, considering, I only experienced it through movies. How real is it through movies, and the documentary that was on PBS, and it's pretty amazing on the resilience of them to be able to come back to some normalcy, right, of their new status quo when they came back home. So just an honor for them to do that, and also to be able to honor them coming in to our city.
Yeah, it's a great thing for people driving in to be greeted almost immediately with veterans banners. I think it speaks volumes for our city, and how much we care, and
Yeah,
how much we respect people, regardless of the war they were in,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
respect level.
yeah. My dad always says, it doesn't matter what you did when you were in the military. It's that you decided to serve, and that's all that matters. And everybody's service is different, but they all serve their country.
Yeah, most definitely. I think anyone that has the courage to join the military is
Yeah,
a warrior.
yeah, no, absolutely. Well, Counselor, I want to thank you for coming on today and spending some time with us.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a great time. Before I leave, I do want to ask the city residents for some patience during this time. We have had employees on furlough, some up to 16 hours. There will be times where parts of the city may not look, their best, and I know city employees are trying. Everybody's working hard. I know that on the plaza, I think because you can't go anywhere, so many people are just trying to get out into the parks, and trying to get out into some fresh air. And what that means is that, there's going to be more trash in our outdoor receptacles. And we had a situation over the Memorial Day weekend where there was some trash out on the plaza that was overflowing the receptacles. And I believe there were some city residents that actually went and picked up the trash and, took care of it. And I appreciate things like that. And I think we're going to have to maybe end up doing a little more of that as we go, all come together as a community to do what we need to get through this, because it's going to be difficult and it's going to be harder moving forward.
Yeah.
$100 million deficit in the next fiscal year is huge. And even though I sit on public works, public utilities, we could cut as many projects as we can, and it's still barely going to touch the surface of that $100 million. So 70% of our funding is personnel, close to 70%. So it's going to be a difficult year moving forward, and we're going to have to make some tough decisions, and not looking forward to that. But like I said, we can't continue to spend from a savings and checking account that has no money. So
no, it's true.
It's going to be difficult, but we'll do the best we can, and try to take care of as many people as we can, because I think that's the backbone of our city and our community, are the employees that work for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. And appreciate you keeping all this going. You've been the backbone. I know a lot of people don't know it, but you've been the backbone for our Zoom meetings, you and Miss Mihalsic, and you guys have done a tremendous job. And we're not all technically savvy, and you've helped us kind of get through it. So I do appreciate that.
No, thank you. We we had a slow start, but we got going. We had to get going right away. There was no time to,
Right.
lick the wounds. We had to figure out a good plan, and I think we did. And with a team of everybody, with the IT folks and with constituent services offices, we got it down. And like I said, this is our new norm, and it's just going to get better. So we appreciate the support you guys give us too.
Yeah, clearly I see you behind the scenes, but I'm sure behind the scenes, there's a lot more stuff going on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, thanks again, and stay safe out there.
You as well. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Folks, thank you for watching. This has been City Hall Live. Have a safe week. Have a great week, and wear a mask, please. Thank you. Take care.